Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to auscastnetwork.com for details.
Do you remember that Yeah Something podcast? Hosted by a couple of guys who were inordinately proud of their beards and suspiciously fixated on a long-dead Prime Minister? Yeah, well, I heard their basement flooded, so they built a mini-sub to go looking for Harold Holt and were never heard of again.
Hey, do you remember that podcast? It was Yay Hooray or something? With Todd and Liam. Whatever happened to those guys? One of them moved to Japan. Remember, he wouldn't shut up about it?
Hey, do you remember that show, Yes, Giddy Up, with Tyler and Lenny? That was such a good show. I listened to it all the time. I had almost earned my little bushranger badge when one day it was gone. It was over. I heard that they had gone swimming off the coast of Alishan's Pants and were never seen again.
In a world where everyone says hello, they dare to say, yeah, g'day. Yeah, g'day.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah, g'day. Yes, good day. Yeah, g'day. G'day. Yeah, g'day. Yeah, yes. Yeah, good day.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
good day.
G'day. Hey, yeah, g'day. Thank you. No, thank you. Thanks so much.
Oh my god, this is too much.
It's not enough, actually. No, but it's
How many
great.
people are here?
It's a pleasure to be 100,024.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, you can see
in
that
the
there's
stadium.
definitely that many.
Yeah, I can still see.
Hello.
I see you. I see you over there.
No. So this is not a cricket game.
No, sir. Please put the cricket bat down.
Yeah.
We're very.
Oh.
We have to be very. strict
Wow.
on that.
Okay, everyone.
Security
Yep.
on- no, that's enough.
Calm.
That's-
Oh, thank you.
This is. We
it's
don't
a real
have.
honor.
We've only got.
Everyone needs to shut up. We're going to start the show soon. Thank you. All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. All right. Tim,
Leon.
it's good to see you. It's been 5 years.
Well, apart from when we passed in the hall earlier, I think it was
Yeah.
5 years before that.
I did try to say hi to you then, but that didn't. But no, 5
hi.
years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So what was the last time? Was what's that? 2019
5 years. Yeah, I guess it was 2019.
when we were still. Was that when we were still living in a 2-bedroom apartment?
Yeah, jeez. Can you imagine? Can you remember that place?
Where do you get? How do you even? Can you even buy a place that small anymore?
No,
Where do
I don't
you
know.
live?
Yeah, isn't that relatable, everyone?
Where do you put all of your tigers?
I don't know. Well, my tigers have 2-bedroom apartments. I thought that was a tiger,
It's a tiger house.
Yeah,
That's obviously a tiger house. You don't just live in one of those.
yeah. Wow.
How do we used to start this show? Was it hello?
Yeah. What? Hello.
Howdy
yeah.
from Australia.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
How do you do?
Hey, how are you? Sir, please don't yell out at us from the crowd. That's very
Yeah,
distracting.
we're having a conversation.
If this
here.
is a podcast, it's not interactive. Podcast.
My goodness.
He did yell out that, yeah, g'day, I think.
Oh,
That's what it was.
Actually, that does ring a bell.
Yeah, no, I think it was, yeah, g'day, Tim.
Oh, yeah. G'day, Leon. Yeah.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Welcome to Yeah, G'day, the complete guide to... Where was it again?
Old Australia?
Old Australia.
Old
I think it was
Australia.
just Australia back then.
It was Australia back then.
As
we
we're
didn't call it
like,
old.
as we all know, it's hard because we haven't talked to any of our audience in 5 years or so. We've kind of,
No.
I guess we've gone down different paths, but in those 5 years, obviously, the world, as it was once known, or Earth, I hate saying that name. It has such
Yeah,
a bad history, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Oof.
But we moved on from
We've moved on from
Earth, the planet, and became New Australia.
New Australia. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have said that Tim and I were integral in that.
I would vehemently agree.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We did pretty much all of it. I think just before the incident,
Yeah.
we were sitting down, I guess the casual fashion that we used to as friends, just chatting about ideas, and we kind of went, what would happen if you just dropped a huntsman into the White House?
Yeah.
How would they deal with that?
What would that look like? in a political sense.
I think that was when I made my first vision board.
Yeah.
And like vision boards have been extremely helpful for me in my career that followed on from that point.
Yeah, sure.
It's hard to visualize without a vision. You've seen my video on vision boards, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
It's on
actually.
YouTube. It's got 1.2 billion views. How have you not seen?
1.2 billion. That's
1.2,
very cute. Yeah. No, I've not.
Well,
I've not seen that. No.
Anyway, so my video about vision board says you can't have a vision without a vision board, which I think is you'd think it'd be self-explanatory, but again, 1.2 billion views.
Right. Interesting.
And so we made a vision board.
Right. Yeah.
And we, we thought about the White House, and then I guess you could say it was Tim's idea, but it could have been mine. But we said, what happens if we put it in all the government houses around the world?
Every single one of them. Yeah.
And it kind of turned into, I guess, a battle royale.
Yeah, in the sense that they were all terrified, and somebody had to do something about getting the huntsman out.
So we offered our services to be flown around the world at the expense of the UN.
Yes.
To go and remove the spiders.
We did take them out, yes.
Now, to remove the spiders, they did have to sign a treaty.
Yeah. Well, a treaty is the official word for it. I would call it more like an ownership agreement.
Yeah, and it did sign the rights over, look, primarily to Tim and I.
Yeah.
But also a small portion to the country that we used to just call Australia.
We did donate like 70% of it to Australia, yeah.
It was more of a 60-40.
How much did you keep?
What?
Okay.
No, I think... Anyway, it doesn't matter who's got more of New Australia than the other. So then we became New Australia, which I think has been wildly successful.
Yeah, I don't hear anyone complaining.
We did get rid of Tasmania.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to sink an island?
Good on it for trying, yeah. Pretty difficult, it turns out.
Yeah, you can't just put a bunch of heavy weights on it.
We did try that method.
Oh, we did try that one. That was a tough one. I did.
We used ships to take the weights and put them there. The weird thing is a lot of the ships actually sank because they were overweight.
You had Boating McBoatface 1, Boating McBoatface 2. Obviously, we listened to the Australian public and we called the boats Boating McBoatface. Do you guys remember that, Boating McBoatface?
If you're going to ask the Australian public, just call them what they ask you to call
That was a very 20-aught... What do they used to call them? The 20-aughties, the noughties, the 90s? I don't know. So long ago.
Zero out.
5 years ago. So much has happened. But that's what they used to call it. Now, Tim, when we were in Tasmania trying to sink it, was that when you found the genetic strand to be able to bring the Tasmanian tiger back? Was that then?
It was, yeah. I was just playing around. I had a couple fossils that I had found when I was out in the outback, just kind of camping for 3 months on my own, surviving as a man would. And I just kind of was playing around with some genome sequencing just in my campsite. And the craziest thing happened. All of a sudden, I was just surrounded by Tasmanian tigers. I don't understand the science of it.
No.
But they're back, and they're bigger than ever. A
little bit. Look, I don't want to critique your work, but if I had to, I'd say that I think there's too many. It's actually become more of a... It's a bit of a... Do you remember cane toads?
I do remember cane toads,
yeah. It's a bit of a cane toad scenario once again, because we bred the Tasmanian tiger to get rid of the cane toads, and then we got lots of Tasmanian tigers.
Yes.
And they started eating all of the Vegemite.
Yeah. And now...
Vegemite stock's depleted.
We actually are in debt, Vegemite-wise.
We are in the black.
Yeah.
With the black paste. But that was, I guess... Yeah, again, I guess you could say that was monumental, but that was more your thing, so maybe not so much. But, sir, could you not cough? It's really...
If everyone in here is going to cough, we're not going to get anywhere. Everyone needs to shut their mouth and listen. This is a podcast show, not a fucking cough party.
If everyone coughs in here at the same time, it's going to be deafening. And that's going to be an uncomfortable experience for Tim and I and all 124,000 of you. Well, 100,024. Everyone just please.
Yeah.
Keep your ablutions to yourself.
Yeah.
We actually should mention the fact that it's 100,024.
And 24, yeah.
in terms of capacity of the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, in old Australia. Now, we did have to add some extra seating. It's quite high.
Yeah.
So the scaffolding is an extra, 5 stories?
I think they
around.
said 5, yeah.
So that's added a bit more seating. So we're actually sitting at more of a capacity of around 200,023.
Yep, it's great to see you all up there.
Yes, please.
Welcome to the show.
Do not throw anything at us. But I guess the more important thing is, as you would have seen on the news, we did block off the entirety of Melbourne City. We put a couple of witches' hats around the exterior, which kind of stopped people. So I guess you could say our capacity is more like 3.51 million, which... Now I'm just running some numbers. I know Rod Stewart, I believe, had the biggest number of 3.5. So we're kind of beating that concert that he did.
Yeah.
Copacabana was 3.51 million.
Spectacular.
But it's just important to know. And
suck it, Rod Stewart.
Pretty much. And we do have to state that everyone, no matter where they are watching it, on TV, on their phone, on their glasses screen device that we all use nowadays 5 years later, they're all paying for it.
Yes.
You wanted this.
Yeah. You asked for it when we
didn't want to come back.
Yeah. This is not for us.
Anyway, as we've titled this show, this reunion, if you want to call it that, the Yesterday Farewell Tour, BBQ Extravaganza.
Yeah. So we'll have a barbecue later. I hope everyone brought something, because we're not providing any food.
I'm not giving you anything.
There is a barbecue that you will be using one by one.
Make sure you hold your finger on the button for 3 seconds until you hear it click.
You can cook your meat on that. And just be sensible.
Yeah, let's not have any similar. Tim, I guess like a lot of listeners in the 5 years have probably felt a void.
Yeah, I imagine they would have, yeah.
Especially because we never actually finished.
No.
We got to 2019, we had episode 99, which was about...
what did we do that on?
What was that beer that people used to drink?
The vagina backwash, was it?
Yeah. Victoria Bitter. Yeah, that was the one. So we did that episode, and then things just kind of, I guess, escalated for you and I pretty quickly.
Things, really happened.
So you kind of very abruptly left for Japan.
Well, here's what happened. I actually recorded a song.
Oh, that's right.
In that, I think I did it in the little bedroom there. You and Ellis.
Elise.
That's right. Yeah.
No, my
Ellis.
wife of 5 years now.
Yeah,
so
Ellis. You guys were out. I think you went to have dinner or something. And I was just like, I just threw down a track. Let my genius do the work. And it's called, well, everyone knows what it's called. It's called Did You Know I Speak Japanese? Anyway, I dropped that. I threw it up on the online.
Yep. SoundCloud, I think.
Yeah,
Spotify?
I think it was there. I put it up everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Cool.
Which is possible, or was possible, and is. And it really took off in Japan.
Yeah.
Where they actually speak Japanese there. So
right.
I think that they really identified with the lyrics, and it really just became a wild ride. I just suddenly had to get on a plane and start my new life. The single went double platinum.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was touring night and day, because that's how time works. It progresses from day to night. It
still does work that day.
And as you're touring, the time continues to go as it already was.
Yeah.
So I'm touring all around Japan, and then we did a Pan Asia tour. We went a little bit into Europe as well.
Yeah.
Not that many people in Europe speak Japanese, so it wasn't as big. So we ended up back in Japan. I was doing dramas. That's basically where I've been for 5 years. It's just kind of living this life. There's been ups and downs,
Well, there was obviously the scandal that came across with yourself and Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
That was, what was that, 2021?
2021.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about that. I mean, we all...
Well, I think the fans want to hear exactly what happened, Tim, because we all got a copy of the tabloid of the Leon Times, as you know, I have my own paper now. And that, they ran a story in that. It was written by me, but I wouldn't take anything to it. That you and Miley Cyrus had actually started selling seaweed on the black market, which you know seaweed is no longer a sellable substance.
No. It's a class C felony.
I believe they also said that there was a romance between the two of you, even though she's with Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, look, we brought Miley in to do a guest spot on my follow-up song, and I also speak a little bit of Korean. She kind of did this 3-minute country rap remix section towards the second act of the song.
Reminded me of her Newtown Road, the follow-up to Old Town Road.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. It's a real bop, that one. So we brought her in to do that, and we just kind of, you know, things got hot and heavy.
Well.
So we put down the stuff and left that room into a cooler room where things were a bit lighter. And we just started chatting, and we figured out we were both humans, and a romance blossomed, and then we were really doing a lot of seaweed at that time.
Oh, that's
a lot of seaweed. We're kind of on this seaweed cleanse, and it really cleans you out. I can tell you that much. So, you know, it was getting to a point where we were spending a lot of time just kind of sitting, being cleaned out on the toilet, with our phones in our hands, and we thought, we got to use this time wisely. Let's get this out to other people.
But even though you knew that it was, as you said, a Class C unsellable device.
Yeah, look, I acknowledge that what we did was against the law. I don't believe that the law is correct on this one. I think, you know, we don't all need to agree.
I did help pioneer that law, so I would say that law is pretty right. You know how I feel about the use of seaweed.
Yeah, no, look, okay. Let's agree to leave it at that. But basically what happened was we were out there making the big bucks out of it. So much so that I was able to start my restaurant empire in Japan, selling Vegemite toast.
Right.
Of course, that all came crashing down as well.
You lost the lawsuit because you called it TGI Fridays, Tim's Good Idea Friday. And that's, you can't... You know that TGI Friday, thank God it's Friday, existed and was huge.
Yeah, no. I was aware of it. I mean, I think I had heard of it before. Look, it's neither here nor there. It got shut down at the end of the day because we were underpaying the staff. I was just in a real mess then. My head was in a bad place. So we dropped it all. Miley went back to her life. I kind of did my time, 2 weeks in jail. Came back out and wrote, and I really want to learn Spanish. And thank God the public, loved that song, because I channeled a lot of what had happened into that song. People had seen me go through this 2 weeks of absolute pain, and they wanted to hear the story, so I put it into that song, and I was back on top, baby, and here I am to stay.
That did kind of I did get some good raw emotion from you with the Spanish song. As you know, I can't remember.
Yeah, but, and I want to learn Spanish.
Yeah, that's probably what it was called. But I think you kind of lost your way through there. And as I have said, and as you've seen in my campaigns, seaweed is a no weed. Remember that.
If it's got weed in the name, you seem to have a problem with it.
Pretty much, seaweed.
Yep.
No weed.
Weed killer.
Well, that kind of actually helps my argument more than anything.
Yeah, right.
So that's led you to, I guess, where you are now. So
yeah, that's where. What have you been up to? I've actually not heard anything about what you've been doing.
Yeah, no, I've been doing a fair bit. It's been wildly successful in many ways. As I mentioned, I have the Leon Times, my tabloid company. That's pretty successful across multiple areas of New Australia.
Right.
Pretty big in the Indonesian market.
Okay.
And a fairly big chunk of the New Zealand market as well. Struggling to break into Whakapapa, but most of it pretty good.
Fair call.
Look, well, I guess in 2019, as you know, once you disappeared, I was kind of thinking about what to do I was still teaching back then. So I guess the next logical step for me, I thought, well, I could be a principal or I could be, a head of a department, but really I should just become the education minister for Australia.
Yep.
Which wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I kind of just ticked a box on a form. I just kind of wrote Leon Huxtable. Right. I think it was my tax form that year. I wrote Leon Huxtable, I put the address down and that kind of stuff. And there was a box for what is your occupation? And I kind of just ticked it and wrote Education Minister of Australia. And once I submitted that form,
interesting,
that was just kind of my job.
Yeah, right. I'd seen that box on the form.
Yeah. I
didn't know what that was for, so I always just ticked no.
Turns out if you just tick it. So anyway, I became Education Minister of Australia. I did kick that person out of office at the time. Had a pretty good run there. Obviously brought in some of the more radical schemes. No School Tuesday. No School Wednesdays. No Hat, No Play. No School Thursdays.
Right. Is that one that no hat, no play, no school Thursdays?
Yeah. No, again, it was. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
They're separate things.
I would say that your kids would have gone to one of the schools that had that in place.
No.
But so Mondays and Fridays were kind of school days. Monday, again, another thing I brought in was more that Monday was a pupil-free day.
Right. The day for the staff.
Yeah, the day for the staff to get together. Although most of those days were staff could work from home days. And Fridays, again, canteens, we thought canteens shouldn't be open on Fridays. And then we kind of realized that maybe kids shouldn't be at school if there's no canteen open, so we thought we should shut schools on Fridays. It was a pretty radical idea.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kids were no longer in school in Australia because of it. So I kind of thought, well, I've done all I can here. I've kind of hit the cement ceiling, as the saying goes, and I've kind of reached my peak. What do I do next?
Yeah.
And I thought,
you can only make so much of a dent.
You can only do so much in the education world, and I did more than anyone's done in the last 60 years.
That's true.
But so I was like, well, what am I going to do? And I thought, well, I was enjoying being in the political world and doing government. So I thought, well, prime ministership is obviously the way for me to go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which at that time, we know that what was his name? Jim Morrison, James
Morrison from The Doors. Yeah.
Was it him that was in government back? Oh, Scott Morrison.
Oh, his brother Scott Morrison. His much older, uglier, dipshit brother Scott Morrison.
Yeah, go the Sharkies. He was in power, and from what we could tell at the time, he got that position by shitting his pants in the Engadine Maccas.
Yeah.
So he got that job from that, and I kind of went, well, if that's the gauntlet, I'm well equipped at this. Because back then I still had Crohn's disease. As you know, Crohn's has been cured at this point in time, 5 years on. A lot through my own work, but I don't want to harp on about how I cured Crohn's.
Yeah. Stop talking about it then.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. Stop talking.
I did do it though.
Yeah.
But so I was like, well, I'm well equipped at this. So I went to a Macca's.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to Engadine. I thought that was a little bit on the nose.
Sure.
So I went to the one right in the middle of Canberra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As close to Scott as I could possibly get.
Right. So you were at the one near his house?
Yeah, and so I went to the Macca's and I dropped the biggest load I possibly could, which at that time, when I still had Crohn's, was immense. I'm talking, we're talking leg coverage.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there was some seepage at all.
Well, seepage, I think the newspaper described it as gushing more than anything, which, it was quite a sight. And I thought there is no chance that anyone could beat this.
Sure.
The amount that I have put down here and the effort I've gone to, prime ministership is mine.
Yeah, right. Did they get the floors clean? Because I heard a rumor that they had to replace the tiles and grout because they couldn't get it out of the grout.
They didn't replace the grout or the tiles. They knocked it down. They shut it down, sold to the earth, and they started doing tours much like the quarantine station in Manly, because people have belief around the supernatural elements of it. But so I did that, and what I didn't know at the time is that there was a counter attempt being made against me. Because I did publicise it a fair bit that I was going to do this. Unlike ScoMo, who tried to hide from it, I just wanted to embrace it.
Yeah.
If that's how I became the Prime Minister, I was all for it. Everyone knew that I ticked a box to get Education Minister. I just wanted people to be aware. I wanted to be open. That was kind of my campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, in the Manly Vale Maccas, on what used to be known as the Northern Beaches. It's actually pretty hard for me to talk about, but Tony Abbott went in there. He went in there wearing a Speedo. He bit into an onion and he just unleashed.
I heard it was a sight to behold to watch this grown, hairy-ass man bite into an onion and just shit himself in Speedos.
In broad daylight.
And Speedo fabric is quite porous, so I imagine it really began to seep.
Yeah, it really did. It was described as a coffee filter, like a coffee filter at the time. Look,
Cold drip.
yeah, more power to him. He went where no one else was willing to go, and he really just committed to it. So I think he deserved, the prime ministership that he had for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Oh well.
It wasn't a great time in Australia for that. He did kind of put everything into it, and he was quite a husk of a man after that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had that. I made that kind of attempt, and during that time, I kind of realized, I thought, I want to get back to teaching. I want to get back to helping people, and if people want to, if they want to be the prime minister, they should have the skill set needed for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you know, I was pioneering my cure for Crohn's at that time, and we were pretty close to the answer. And so most people didn't have any kind of problem with their bowels anymore, and that kind of made the gauntlet for Prime Minister even harder.
Right.
Having to shit yourself in a Macca's became almost impossible, which was quite good in terms of we were keeping Prime Ministers for longer. Like Tony Abbott doing 4 years is, I think, the longest Prime Ministership we've had in Australia, or in old Australia.
And I imagine McDonald's was very thankful for the decrease in people shitting themselves in the restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was kind of how I got my first McDonald's sponsorship at that time. But so I thought, how am I going to do this? How am I going to help people? How am I going to make a difference in the world? And I started off with just a few people, just a small class.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went to a local dance school, where there was mirrors and bars, so you could hold on and you could see what you were doing. Because it's important to get immediate feedback from yourself and from the instructor. And I just took people through. I just took them through the process of how to shit yourself in a Macca's, really. Which I think sounds a lot more straightforward than it is, but it does take. You got to get over nerves. You got to make sure that there's something there, kind of thing.
Sure.
It's.
Did you do any practical, perhaps, field trips? I imagine you can't just go out to a Macca's. You need to work your way up. Maybe pissing yourself in a Hungry Jack's or farting loudly in a food court.
Yeah, so obviously there were steps to it. It was a multi-step program. Was called a pyramid scheme by some tabloids, but that's not correct. No. So started at the dance studio and then just kind of moved on from there. And it started off, as I said, quite small. It was like I think the first class was like 3 or 4 people, and it just started to expand. It just picked up speed. We had to do multiple lessons a week. And as you know, it really kicked off with the feature segment on Sunrise.
Yeah, I saw the YouTube clip of the live demonstration you did on Sunrise. It was unsettling, but I think it caught people's attention.
Yeah, Koshi really went for it, which I think really helped. Yeah, so it did pick up. As I said, it picked up more steam. Picked up more steam there, and then it kind of became global. I guess it was one of those overnight things. As I said, the YouTube video helped, and the Sunrise expose just kind of picked up a lot of speed and a lot of heat. And I think people just realised that anyone could be Prime Minister.
Yeah.
As long as you followed the multi-step program that I was charging for.
Yeah.
Anyone could be Prime Minister.
At the end of the day, we all deserve to shit ourselves in a Macca's.
It's our right as the citizens of New Australia to have that option to become the Prime Minister through the tried and tested ways. So then, like in the beginning, it was definitely a for-profit organisation. But then I thought it was time to start kind of giving back to the community because I'd gotten what I needed to out of it. And I bought my, my sixth... I think it was my 6th house.
Okay.
That one was in... I think that was in Iceland.
Oh,
maybe?
Nice. Beautiful tropical location.
Yeah, it's a great tropical location now after what's happened with the heat. But so I was kind of on the phone one day with my mate Bob. Bob Geldof. Sir Bob Geldof, I think is what people probably know him as.
Oh.
But I was on the phone with Bob, and I kind of said, Bob, what am I going to do? And he said, Leon, mate, look, I've been your tried and trusted friend for this many years, and so I think it's time to start a charity.
Okay.
It's time to help those advantaged few who feel disadvantaged in their bowels get to where they need to go.
Well, yeah, Bobby would know.
He would. And I said, look, it sounds like a good idea. Let me just run it by Bono first, and then we'll kind of go from there. And of course, Bono was completely on board. And so we kind of got together at Band-Aid, what was that, Band-Aid 2022, I think. And we all just shit ourselves on stage. And that was, I guess, the launch. So that kind of pulls us to where we are now. So some have called me a hero, heralded me as the greatest thing since double sliced bread, pre-Vegemite.
Yep.
But, I don't really buy into titles. Hero's nice, but I don't really buy into titles. So I guess that's what I've been doing. And, whether it's better than what you've done or not, it's kind of up for discussion.
I don't think there's not a need to discuss it. It seems like you did your thing, I did my thing, and mine was better. But
yeah, well, you could say that. But I think we've got a couple.
I did have a question actually.
Yep.
Because I kind of left quickly, and then you obviously did your thing. Did you ever actually shut down the Yagaday email and stuff, or?
So I thought I did.
Yeah.
I thought I shut down everything. I thought I'd shut down all the social medias. I thought I shut down all the emails. But I didn't.
Oh.
Because, I don't know. I guess I was busy. At that time, I was busy. It was just before I went pro skateboarding. It was just after I went pro fingerboarding, which was, again, pretty big for me. At that time, Tony Hawk, again, heralded me as the greatest thing in skateboarding since Tony Hawk. So that was, it's a bit of an accolade, but he's not that great. So it kind of
a weird reference from him as well.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. So anyway, I did check the emails, and we had a few, and they span from across the years.
Oh, okay, interesting.
They're kind of, I don't know. They're not. Let's just have a listen.
Yeah, let's listen to. They're audio tracks, are they?
They are. So they found a way to make audio tracks, which I guess was more common back then. Obviously, now we're doing this through the new form that is popular in 2024.
Yep.
That's what year it is.
Today is 2024.
Yeah, I kind of lost some time in between. So let's just have a listen to some of those now.
In the intervening years between the end of Yaga Day and now, obviously, the legacy of Tim and Leon has become the stuff of legend. But what might not be so obvious is how their show Yaga Day affected my life. Hi, I'm James Anderson, noted Vegemite gourmet chef and former podcast enthusiast. Yes, when Yaga Day ended, I stopped podcasts forever. Listening, making, talking about it. In fact, now is the first time in about 5 years that I've actually said the word podcast. And it used to be a word that I would say several times every day, but no more. So, if it wasn't for Tim and Leon, I wouldn't do my life's work, which of course is to develop recipes for the rich, famous, and wealthy. Rich and wealthy have become two different things in the intervening 5 years. You know this, but I'm just pointing out that it used to be that they were the same thing. And now one of the effects of Yaga Day ending is that some words mean different things now. So I guess I'm happy that they existed. And actually, their ending the show it remains a slap in the face because of all the good that they did. So I guess what you could say is I'm still very, very angry at them. And I don't think it's ever anything I'm going to get over. And it's just going to burn inside me like an eternal flame. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, it's Erin here from Unabashedly Obsessed and Newsies Minute and FMK All Day. I was a little surprised to hear of some of the changes that Leon and Tim have made since Yaga Day ended. Some bold science choices, what with Tim being turned into a cat. And Leon, I was really sorry to hear about the bizarre aging situation that happened with you. I don't know if that was intentional. I know Tim turning into a cat was intentional, and I don't really get that either, but it sounds like you suddenly becoming really, really, really old was maybe more of a side effect of something that didn't go quite the way you wanted it to. But from everything I've heard, you guys are doing great, which is good. And, you know, that's really all that matters. Tim seems to be enjoying his life as a cat. It's certainly more relaxing, I'm sure. So there's that. There have definitely been days when I have wished that I could also be a cat. So I guess I'm not really in much of a position to judge, but I hope that you all are doing well, that being a cat and being just so old are, you know, agreeing with you. And, yeah, it's a shame that we've kind of fallen out of touch in the past 5 years with you guys not podcasting anymore, but I hope that maybe since you've reached out to me now, maybe, we can get back in touch and maybe you won't be such strangers. Maybe you'll actually start returning my calls. That would be nice.
Yeah, good day, mates. Producer Allison, who hasn't ScoMo'd her pants, Shant's here. What a crazy half-decade it's been. I know you all remember Tim catching us on the flippity-flop when all of us Gadayers set out to prove that Australia is real and the Earth is not flat. Leon really had us all fooled and led us right to the edge, but Tim was there to welcome us into the conspiracy and save us from falling off. Now that the word is out, marsupials are really taking over. Just the other day, I was walking down the road eating Arnott's Bickies, drinking a Milo, when a drop bear fell on my head. Thanks to Tim and Leon's expertise on all things Australia, I was prepared with my Vegemite toast to fend off the beast. You boys have prepared the world to not fight the emu, or is it emu? Avoid the cassowary, embrace a quokka, or whatever that's called, the cute little smiley thing that everyone loves, and respect the bearded bushranger. We will build many a big item from fiberglass to draw in traveling families and ultimately underwhelm them. The first big that we will build, Tim and Leon's heads, to thank you both for ensuring our survival in New Australia, otherwise known as Earth. You'll be missed, but never forgotten, as we roam the shops inside your beards and take the stairs to the top level to see the world through your eyes. Much love and best wishes.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, JP. You might remember me from my 2 guest appearances on Yaga Day podcast. Boy, 5 years. It's been a crazy ride. Since those guest appearances, my career in podcasting has really taken off, and in entertainment in general. I got a lot of auditions when I'm not bartending to the rich and famous at Disneyland. Yeah, and my relationship with Tim and Leon is still good after those 5 years. Actually, Tim's really funny. He does this thing where he, wherever I call him or anything like that, he just pretends not to know who I am, and I have to re-explain it all again. And Leon, as well, we've got this funny inside joke that every time I call him to catch up and see how he's going since the podcast, he goes, "Oh, you again." So it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I know you guys must all be missing my opinion in the Yaga Day podcast and really wishing that we were still going and that I was a bigger part of the podcast. We all wish that. But, life finds a way. And as I say, 5 years has treated me very well. I don't have any friends. I don't really have a job. But Yeah. It's been okay.
God, it's bloody unbearable. This heat. If only ScoMo hadn't crapped himself, maybe he would have seen the warning signs. Australia is in deep shit. The reef is fucked, animals are dying, and water is a government-controlled commodity at $40 a fucking litre. The only hope I have is Yeah G'day. With a combination of dad vices, bushranger survival, and animal mating calls, I am equipped to survive until the next PM arrives. At this stage, that'll be tomorrow. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna bloody pass out. Oh.
Hi, this is Tommy Smirl. Ah, Leon, sweet Leon, what can I say? It's been a wild ride together, hasn't it? Oh yeah, you too, Tim. Didn't mean to leave you out, but Leon is my guy. He is everything. When I think of Australia, I think of Leon. We have somehow, right away, we bonded and became kindred souls in this podcast business. And I have rooted for you all every step of the way and hope that your podcast would soar and you all would become the premier podcasters of Australia and maybe even the world. I mean, who's to say? But I understand this trials and tribulations and trying to get together and record and keeping on a schedule and keeping it relevant and finding things to say. It's tough. I mean, unless you're a blabbermouth like me and I always have something to say, even if it's stupid. I'm good at finding stupid stuff. But Leon, our friendship has meant a lot to me. I plan on it continuing. Even though you're not on the air, we will still communicate. We will still be the buddies that we have been. And hopefully, somewhere in the future, maybe our paths will cross in IRL, as the kids say. That means in real life, in case you didn't know that. Because I feel like we're brothers. Even though I'm old enough to be your dad, I still feel like we're brothers. We're brothers from different mothers or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, Leon, it has been a pleasure. I'm sorry to see Yeah G'day come to an end. You all have done a great job with that. And these episodes will be there and be archived forever for everyone to come along. And who knows, maybe someday they'll discover these gems of yours and they will go on to fame and fortune and stratosphere. And I only wish you and Tim the best in the future. And please, please stay in touch, my good friend from down under. And this is Tommy Smirl signing off and going back to my co-host duties. Thank you, dude.
So, as you can see, so throughout that whole section, yes, you in row, what's that, like row 85? Can you just stop? That was really rude during that time.
Yeah.
Playing messages from our friends.
We were trying to listen to our friends say things to us.
Is that, come on. Is that Ryan Gosling?
So,
Ryan, we said you couldn't come.
Ryan.
You know that the beef between us hasn't been fixed. Tim's pissed.
Is that popcorn you've got?
Fucking hell.
Where did you get that?
Can we get Ryan Gosling out of here, please?
Can we get Ryan out and get me some popcorn? Because I didn't know there was popcorn here.
Someone please get Tim popcorn or he's going to fucking freak out. Now he's seen Ryan.
Yeah.
Who wasn't meant to be here, Ryan. Although
Don't fucking look at us like that, mate. You know what you did.
Don't
we
worry,
all
mate.
know.
It's all right. Look at Ryan Reynolds over there. He'll calm you down.
Hey.
There's Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Deadpool 6 was great. Really liked it.
You have popcorn too? Can someone get me some fucking popcorn, please?
Are we giving out free popcorn? Who do I talk to about charging for popcorn? This is ridiculous. But anyway, so those messages were kind of weird. You heard from James Anderson, renowned Vegemite chef now. He's done some absolutely amazing stuff.
I've been to his restaurant. I think I went last year. And honestly, the things that he does remind me of Vegemite in that it is with Vegemite.
It's a lot of, he calls it veggie vapor.
Yeah.
A lot of Vegemite vapor.
It's an interesting technique, but honestly, it'll weird you out at first, but it changes everything for you.
Do you remember...
Once you've had Vegemite in vapor form, it really changes everything.
Do you remember Heston Blumenthal? He was a chef back in the 19s. He did crazy stuff with food.
Right.
Do you remember that guy?
No.
Anyway, James absolutely fucking shits on his horrible work.
Yeah. Because
he has just skyrocketed with what he's done.
Yeah. As they say at James's restaurant, the tagline, fuck Chester Lutheran Bowl. What's his name? I don't fucking know.
Heston Blumenthal.
Who's Heston?
Anyway, it doesn't
Heston
matter.
Blumenthal.
But you heard from James, that was a pretty big get because he is doing really well.
He's doing really well. Lots of great others in there.
Our old producer, Allison?
Alison?
I think it was Alison. Something about ScoMoing her pants. So
yeah.
I don't know. What was her last name? Was it Shit Pants? I think it was Shit Pants. Alison Shit Pants?
Shit Pants.
I think that sounds about right.
Yep.
Now, yeah, that Simon guy.
Simon, yeah.
Brought the mood down a bit by referencing the fact that we're in...
Simon, mate, you seem like you're in a bit of trouble in that one. If you could text me, just let me know if you're all right, bud.
Yeah. Tim's number is...
I'm not sure when you did that. I'm sure he's okay, though.
Like, I remember when the reef got fucked and we were paying for water.
Yeah.
And I remember that summer where we definitely... Like, it was like 46 was the lowest we got to. But that was like a year or two ago. Do you reckon he's
probably okay?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
He'll be all right.
Now, I think the last message was really the most poignant message, the most important message, and really the message that I think rang true for everyone, both you and I, like you and I together, Tim and Leon, honestly, the two hosts. And
some of the things that Tommy said about me really almost had me in tears.
It's pretty emotionally
really touching. Really. Yeah. Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah, but more thanks from me, Tommy being my friend, my brother, and we're actual brothers now. Do you remember? You remember that the ceremony that we went through to become actual brothers?
Really nice.
Which was a lot of blood, but it was fine. So yeah, it was kind of weird to come back to those messages.
Interesting to hear that people have kept living their lives without us. I'm not sure how, but I mean, if they're happy.
It's kind of weird. It made me feel like people, I don't know, missed us.
Yeah, maybe. I try not to think about it.
We did other stuff. It's not my fault you got addicted to seaweed, so we had to stop the show. Like, that's obviously the reason we stopped, was because of you.
That happened well after, though. But, like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Look at all these people. No, it's not don't cheer. Don't.
Please. It's not the time. No,
I was referencing you in a conversation, not speaking to you.
It's really too much.
Fucking Christ.
So I guess, like, some of you might remember, gosh, if we talk about the early days.
The very early days, yeah.
We go back to episode 1, which if I can just, Karen, what was episode 1? Karen. It's episode 1.
Lisa, is Karen back there?
Lisa. Ask Karen what episode 1 was. Dating. So you remember episode 1, dating, which we remember fondly.
Yeah. Like it was 5 to 7 or 8 years ago, yeah.
Do you remember back then we called the show Yeah, Nah, Yeah?
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah.
And we were going to go ahead with that until the legal issues came. So then we changed to Yeah, Good Day. But in episode 2, which was the Olympics, thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. Karen, just stay by the sage.
I don't want to have to get Lisa to get you again. Karen? Fucking hell.
Jonathan, can you tell Lisa to get Karen, please?
So then on our second episode, the Olympics episode, we came through with Yeah, Good Day.
Yeah.
Which is where it all kind of started. But that all came from a guy called Sam Glisson, who you know, obviously.
For all the stuff he's done, yeah.
Biggest actor in the world. Huge blockbuster hits, smashed Endgame out of the water with the box office hits in his first week in Yahoo! Are You Serious? The sequel, which, reviving that back was something out of this world.
Wonderful. If someone was listening to that in the past, they would probably steal that name for an actual movie.
They would take that and make that into a movie for sure. And so we thought it'd be a real treat tonight for everyone to have Sam listen here with us on stage.
Yeah.
But he was too busy.
No, he can't.
So he can't physically be here.
He's got stuff to do.
You understand he's a very important man.
Don't act like you're upset.
All right,
we never said he was going to be here.
Is Ryan Gosling still fucking here? I hear booing. Son of a... we did manage to get him on video feed.
Yep.
So can someone... Karen,
can you ask Lisa to turn on the... Thanks. We'll go to it in a second.
Thanks.
Tim, Leon, what a pleasure it is to be joining you here via the art of the spoken word on the set of my latest film, Yahoo! Are You Serious? The squeakquel. Prequel? It's in the canon. What a tremendous 5 years it's been. I know that we've all come a long way. I am still acting, so not much has changed in that regard. Tim, though, I really congratulate you on your new J-pop success. I think you're the biggest bomb to go off it. No, won't say that. And Leon, of course, is doing very well with his foundation, the foundation which teaches you how to shit at Macca's and become Prime Minister. I mean, we all deserve a go. When you really get down to it, I think it's less about the content of that, and really you're teaching people how to grow up, aren't you, Leon? You take them by the hand, lead them to the loo, and you teach them how to grow up. And it's a really tremendous thing to see. Moving on. It's been a tremendous 5 years, and I think that everyone here has learnt, laughed, cried, endured the podcast, and I just wanted to say that I'm very, very proud of both of you, and really it just goes to show the tremendous career paths that can be forged when you set up your own podcast. So what we really need is more podcasts and more of them. I'm going to stop taking the piss. Very proud of you guys. I'm going to drop the character now. Very proud of you both. It has been a tremendous time. Whilst I haven't listened to every episode, I do tune in, and it's a bittersweet moment. I was on the first episode, and now this is the last. So I just wanted to say well done to you both, and I wish you every success. And I'm going to get back into character now and go and have a wacky Sam adventure. A wacky, status-worthy adventure. Thanks, guys.
So I guess that was pretty special.
Oh, yeah, thanks for that, Sam, that touching message of words that you said.
It's a message that I think rings true for a lot of us.
Yes, absolutely. Anything he said is 100% true.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, actually. It's a lot to process. But that message that we're directly referencing right now that you just saw, that we've heard, it was a lot.
It was a lot. He said many things.
But we're glad he said them.
Oh, 100%.
Except for, well, we're not going to repeat it.
No.
Because it was a bit,
you know,
obviously. We saw the unsettling nature.
You heard what he said, yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess that's a callback that some of you will understand, because some of you have been with us from the beginning, and we appreciate our true fans. Who have been with us since that
way back
episode 2 on the Olympics.
Yes, they were different times.
They were, and as you know, like in 2020, I got silver, which was a bit rough. In the Tokyo skateboarding, in the Olympics, and Tim, your attempt in 2024 in the Olympics that were held then.
Yeah,
look, bronze is nothing to laugh at.
No.
Especially in rhythmic gymnastics.
Oh, I trained hard for that.
Yeah, but look, I finally took home the gold in the skateboarding event that time. As we've said, Tony Hawk, eat your heart out. And you all know of my prowess.
We've all seen it.
My sporting athleticism.
Your extraordinarily successful Instagram account.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With what is that? Fingerboarding.
Oh yeah, it's Hardwood FB.
Yeah.
You guys all know it. HRD.
That thing's gone
WOOD FB.
absolutely viral.
It's
pretty
actually
sick.
I should probably come clean. I'm not running it on my own anymore. I did have to get help.
You've got admin staff on it.
You understand that. You've got help on your Instagram as well.
No, I do it all myself. Yeah,
How many
I like
followers
to
you got?
devote time to my fans.
Yeah, I guess. But I guess who's devoting
Also,
the time now? Like this.
I don't have anything else to do, so
These are my fans. Tim, what's that sound?
I don't know. What is that sound?
No, seriously, what's that sound? Can someone sort out that?
What is that sound?
Karen, Jonathan, what's that sound?
Stephen, can you ask Jonathan to get Lisa and Karen to find out what that sound is? What is it?
It's the Harold Holt Watch.
Ah, Harold Holt Watch.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I remember like it was maybe last week. I don't remember.
We used to get submissions, didn't we?
We did, but unnecessary nowadays.
Well, no, because Harold, are you here? Oh, there he is.
Harold Holt Watch. I'm watching him right there.
Yeah, the Harold Holt Watch is.
How you doing, boy?
Now, what's up, Harold? I haven't seen you since Christmas dinner. We on for this year? Yeah, no, we'll talk.
Text me what you're doing after this.
Yeah. So obviously, as you all know, we were big instigators in the search for Harold Holt.
Yeah.
Found him in 2021.
Yeah.
As mentioned by Andrew in that message.
Located him.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard actually. We just kind of like got in a boat and found him.
What we had done is we'd constantly looked for him, but we'd never actually attempted to reach out. Turns out if we had have just sent a message out, we probably would have found him a lot quicker.
We just emailed him at hh.gmail.com.
Yeah.
Got him.
Turns out that was his actual email.
Yeah, which is weird because usually it's at Gmail, but he had .gmail, which is ridiculous. So we found him, and anyway, Harold, yeah, it's all right. Mate, if you could just sit down for a bit.
Yeah.
But
this is your show, mate.
Good stint in office, back as Prime Minister.
Oh, yeah.
You tried your hardest with your pants shit.
Yeah.
And it came through. But obviously, you got outshitted. As we all do at some point in our lives, I guess.
We're all going to get outshitted.
There's always one day outshitted.
That's the way it goes. One day we get old, and now the younger generations outshit us.
Yeah. But anyway, Harold, thanks for coming, mate. Don't go anywhere.
No.
We do not have the resources to restart the Harold Holt Watch.
No. We're not going to do that.
I don't even know if we have the rights for that anymore.
No.
Do we have the rights for that music?
No. Oh, maybe.
Curtis has been a... Anyway, so it's good to see you, mate. I think this is that time?
Yeah, we got to...
Lisa. Is that time? Yeah, this is time. We're going to call it. That's time.
Yeah.
You've all gotten your money's worth, I think.
Yeah, I reckon you
don't
probably...
really care.
We've had enough of this.
I guess... I think we used to thank people at the end of this. Thanks to... What was that network? Auscast Network.
Auscast, yeah. Back in the day when that was a thing, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Like, I guess thanks to those, they kind of helped launch our career, I guess. Like, they took us on board, Liam and Andy, so that was...
Thanks for that, boys.
Kind of them. So thanks to... We're not on the Auscast Network, obviously, now.
We've never forgotten you, boys.
We've got our own networks. But yeah, like, props to those guys. And
yep.
I'll send out a Christmas card this year, I think. Karen? Christmas card?
Quincy, can you get Jonathan? Yeah. But, you know what I'm going to say.
So that was, huge, mad props to my boys in Auscast Network.
Yeah, cheers for that, boys.
And then I guess, she was a little-known artist back then, but so we used to thank Teylor Smirl, T Smirl, Smelly T, Smelly Belly Water Girly.
Yep.
It's that T Smell girl.
Yeah.
Smelly. For the cover art we used to have, remember that picture that was of I think it was of our faces?
Yeah, I believe it was.
We used to thank her for that, and now I just thank her for the art she's created, like the museum of
the cultural influence,
the huge impact she's had on New York City.
She's changed everything. Installations
across the world at all the art galleries.
Absolutely crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I don't like to think she has thanked us specifically in a lot of the notes for those installations that we helped launch her career. So
I think we're in the art. You've just got to look in the art to see us.
Yeah, there was one of me running one of my shooting expeditions.
Okay.
The piece was explosive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Literally, it exploded.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, remember that? Do you remember all the way back in, what year was that, 2019 or 2018 when Banksy like shredded. Remember Banksy? Like, shredded that thing? Which we all know.
That's a reference that can
we
be
all know
made,
now that Banksy, the whole time, was Daniel Radcliffe.
It was Daniel Radcliffe, which is surprising because he wasn't born at the start of it, but
no,
he was Harry Potter, so I guess you got it.
That was actually the other thing that came out is that he was a wizard.
Yeah.
But you know this.
These are all facts to you.
These
are not new.
You know, we used to just repeat facts on this show. Yeah. Tim, is there anyone that you need to mention? I feel like I've thanked everyone that actually mattered.
Yeah, Curtis Fernance, Fern Tree Music, of course. Fern Tree Music Company is enormous nowadays with huge artists on the label. Not smallest amongst them is Curtis himself.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, they're the small wing of the Fern Tree Music Company that does burrito sandwiches, actually. So it's a burrito between two pieces of bread. Fantastic product. Nobody thought of it before, possibly because it was unnecessary, but Curtis thought of it, and fucking well done, mate.
And now you can't go without it.
Yeah. I have a burrito sandwich every day.
I have one waiting for me at all offices that I go to, which I have a lot of offices. It's a lot of weight. It's food waste. I think the biggest one on Curtis's current tour is John Farnham's farewell tour. I'm done this time. No, seriously, I'm going. Yeah. See you later. Catch you. Bye. Good on you, mate. I'm back. No, I'm going. See you later.
Yeah.
Is that tour? Or was that the last tour?
And it's actually it's John Farnham's voice that has just been recorded and then made to sing different songs. It's not actually Farnham. I don't know. We don't know where he is, but
no, we need John Farnham watch.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of that. Thanks to our fans for getting us back together.
Yeah, this was probably unnecessary.
Ultimately. Theoretically, neither of us have enjoyed this.
No.
And we need to make it very clear that no matter how many signatures you get next time and how many petitions you release and how many times you knock on my door,
it's not going to happen.
This is not... we've moved on.
I got songs to write.
I've got pants to shit.
Yeah.
I've got things to do.
I'm a very busy man.
Even trying to wrap this up, I'm thinking, why did I bother sitting down here?
Yeah. Well, anyway...
thanks to the MCG for having us.
Yeah.
Melbourne Cricket Ground. Thanks for the extra seating. Thanks to the City of Melbourne for shutting itself off for us.
Thanks for the boys. They just stopped playing their cricket game for a bit for us to do this.
Yeah.
You boys can probably come back out now if you wanted to play.
Wait, not yet. No, we're not done yet. But
don't beat
when
the
we
ball
finish,
yet.
come for a bat. So I guess that's it. That's it for us.
Yeah, nah. Fuck.
We told we'd finish on episode 100. It's 5 years late, but
we got there.
We did it.
Yeah.
Oh
well.
So
that's good.
Thanks, Karen, Lisa,
Jonathan,
Quincy.
Yeah.
You guys are doing some great work. Our assistants.
Yeah.
Well, one of our teams of assistants. I think I hired most of them for this one. I don't
know who they are. I don't actually know if they work for us. I thought they're just people that were standing by. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But anyway, so I guess again, we will not do this again.
This is not going to happen.
This is the end.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
We finish here.
Goodbye.
As always.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah. No.
As we used to do on the show.
Yeah.
We would farewell in a certain way, and this time I think we'll just change it up a little bit. So
yeah.
As always, goodbye, Tim.
Yeah. Goodbye, Leon.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Catches on the flippity flop, but not really.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to auscastnetwork.com for details.